Okay, Azim. So you are the most welcome for this sixth webinar. Today we are ending the series of webinar with Python. For the new people who joined today, we already did robotics, Arduino, microcontroller, microbit microcontroller, Scratch, Small Basic, and you can find all those previous webinars on our YouTube channel dedicated only for teachers. It's not the one where we post the videos for students. It's a private channel only for teacher. We can send you the link if you want to see previous webinars. Today we are going to start. Today we are going to start with Python, which is the professional coding language. So this webinar is held today in collaboration with our official representative in Saudi Arabia. It's Dar Al Warraq, and Mr. Muhammad Nuruddin is among the group. So Dar Al Warraq is our legal representative in Saudi Arabia. So for any contact regarding specimens book or any inquiry, of course you can contact them. At the end of this presentation, I will send you the PowerPoint where you will find all useful links and contacts in order to work with it again. I'll start by, I guess you already know Python. It's a coding language made to develop professional applications, and it's easy to use by students to introduce them the concepts of coding. The Python, you have to know that to work on Python, you can download the IDE software, which is on the python.org/downloads. And in order to have a friendly user editor, you have many. So Python, it exists on two versions. It is the offline version, even for Mac or Windows, or the online version for Microsoft Edge browser. Maybe you will ask me, can we work on the online on other browser? You have to try, but for sure, it works with Microsoft Edge browser. So as I said before, Python as an IDE, you have to download it as an environment of coding on the below link. And in case you want to download any editor, you have a wide range of editors to code Python. We advise you with two editors, even PyCharm or MU for Python. And also you have the link code with mu.mu/en/download. Me personally, I prefer MU since it's light. It's quickly downloadable from the internet, and the interface is more simple than the PyCharm. Knowing that you can use PyCharm, it's a one of the best. But for your students, you can advise them to use MU, the offline version for Windows and for Mac. Today we'll explore the scope and sequence adopted to make teaching Python a successful task. And the audience are ICT teachers and of course math and science teachers. Maybe as I'm asking myself always that is there any need to create a curriculum for Python since on the internet and on YouTube, you have many of lots of resources for Python. The answer is yes, we have to create this scope and sequence, since all or most of the content on YouTube and on the internet are not made to be given in a classroom for students. It's made by computer scientists, and it's for teaching or learning, Python at home as a hobby, but not as a scope and sequence to be linked between grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. And why not in the near future, we can go down to grade 8 or grade 9 even. That's why we created this curriculum in order to have a solid base in order to give it to your student. At the end of this webinar, you will receive a certificate of participation. All you have to do is to send your full name, well written in uppercase, your school name and email on the below number. It's my private number. You can from now send the request in order to have your certificate of participation. You will need it in your CV later on, maybe. So, why Python? Why Python in the ICT curriculum? In the right-click curriculum, coding is a major part of the curriculum since it's a path to the computer science, robotics, microcontrollers, and of course, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. We all know that it's almost impossible to teach our students microcontrollers or robotics or give them an idea about what is IoT or machine learning or artificial intelligence without mastering the skills of coding. And in right click in our curriculum, we start giving coding since grade 3. So as you all know, if you are using our curriculum or you are not using our curriculum, Scratch is given from grade 3 till grade 6. Small Basic is given from grade 7 till grade 9. And I believe it's the time for Python for grade 10 till grade 12. And as I told you before, there is a plan of downgrading the Python to with maybe a grade 8 or grade 9. We did not take the action yet, but it's a plan for the near future. Why Python? Why not Java or C++ or any other language? If you go through internet and you search for Python, you see that the ranking of Python is between 1 and 3. It's easy to use. It includes a huge and amazing library for the future. And as you can see here, I captured a screen from the internet. The top or the 10 most popular programming language, the first is Python. Number of, we are talking about, I think for the USA. And on the right, you have JavaScript, Java, C++, C hash, and the other softwares, languages, sorry. So the annual average salary in the USA is like $120,000 US. And as we know that the syntax is simple, there is large library of standard and toolkits, and it's easy to learn. Another screen capture here from another website, Python can soon beat Java. So all the statistics and the websites are talking about Python and how powerful it is. And since most of the universities are teaching Python, so we have, as ICT teachers at schools, give them this opportunity to learn Python starting from grade 10. For a better start, let us explore a little bit the scope and sequence for the different grades. So in grade 10, I will not read the content of those scope and sequence, but if you have the book or if you go through our official website, lamp4.com, you will see the scope and sequence for each grade. And if you are new to our right-click curriculum, you can ask on my mobile or Mr. Muhammad Nuruddin, and we can send you the scope and sequence and with our official catalog. So for grade 10, you will see that the major concept of coding, like the dialogue, the condition, the variables, the loop, the counter, the turtle, the arithmetic operation, the mathematical operation are used. The functions are used in grade 10. In grade 11, also we'll make a quick review, and then we go through the if condition, the embedded condition, the loop while, the loop for, defining a function, function without or with parameters, defining a list, and here we really know what is a list and how much it's important for students to understand and to manipulate a list in a coding language. And for those who are using grade 11, I don't know if they reach Python chapter, but you will enjoy, you will love this chapter once you reach the list, since it's exposed in a clear and educational way. And of course, in grade 12, since not all schools are giving coding for grade 12, but at least we'll continue this journey by giving skills in Python. Why to choose right click? As I said before that, look at the double pages of one lesson. It's clear. You can see that there is a screen capture numbered 1, 2, 3, and for each number there is an explanation, and there is an arrow to show what we are talking about. There is a few remarks, and of course there is exercises and exercises to practice. On the right page, as you can see, you have a specific program, and on this program there is a series of questions. Can you please turn off your mics, لو سمحتوا الميكروفون. So as I said before that, the advantage of using our right click is that it's customized, and throughout the 20 past years, we developed an educational curriculum which is easy for students and for teachers to achieve. And as you can see on the right page, we give an example, and there is a series of questions where students are asked to answer. And believe me, to test and to evaluate if a student acquire or understand a specific skill, you have to give them an example and ask them to write or to speak or to tell you the answer of the question you asked. Of course, the practical part is very important. I mean, you have to give them like exercises, and they have to build the code. But at the same time, when we are talking about specific skills regarding the if statement, regarding the variables, any of the concept of coding, you have to ask and ask and ask again. And believe me, it's from a personal experience that I'm talking about this. If you go through those questions, especially online, now since we are online, you can and you will see in a while what are the kinds of questions you can ask in order to make sure if students acquire those skills. So before starting showing you some code of Python and examples, I believe that any of the coding language that you will work with your students, in case it's Python, Small Basic, or another coding language, there is an introduction you have to make it with your students. Can you please turn off the mic? There is a noise. لو سمحتوا في صوت عم يطلع لو سمحتوا. Okay. So I advise you highly, since you will have this PowerPoint presentation, to download it and to use it with your students. And as the first step, the first session will not be Python. The first session will be like questions and answers in order to make students understand the environment of the coding language. That's why I showed you those two guys talking and in a form of dialogue. And you will start your lesson by telling your students that a dialogue between two persons, we use a specific language like Arabic, English, or other language. In any language used, we should respect the grammar. And here it will be an introduction for the syntax later on, if it's for Python or for Small Basic or for any other language. That's why students must know that there is a grammar that we should respect while talking, while writing, while speaking, and of course, while coding for after. And then you have to tell them that in the language, the token language, we use grammar, al-qawaid, and coding language, we use the word syntax. And syntax, I believe that we all know that it's the way of writing comments in a coding language. After that, you will introduce to what we call a dialogue. It's a series of questions and answers, okay? And the number of questions should be equal to the number of answers. Else it will not be a dialogue. Imagine that I ask you few questions and you are not answering. So it's a problem. And that's what you have to tell your students. Imagine if I ask you, what is your name? And you did not answer. Where do you live? Or how old are you? So how can I, as a person, okay, build on your answers in order to achieve a specific task? And it's the same procedure for the coding language. Imagine on your phone, while signing for an application, they ask you to type, for example, your email, and you did not type the email, so you cannot continue. So I will skip for the other. So according to the dialogue made, actions are taken, and here students must know that for each question there is an answer, and at the end of those questions we have to take an action. And believe me, the ideal example that you can give for students is the ATM machine at the bank. So ask them, when you insert the credit card, what are the questions asked by the machine teller, and how many questions you are asked to answer? And if you did not answer for a specific question, of course, you cannot continue and you cannot retrieve money. So according to the dialogue made, actions are taken. And now we'll pass to a new series. Please يا ريت بنطفي الميكروفون، في حدا الميكروفون تبعه منه مطفي. So and now we'll start it's, I think Amira maybe. So now we'll start by a new set of questions, and the main question you should ask for your students in order to introduce a coding language is, what is an application or a program? And here you should wait for answers, and you have to give examples about what is an application. And the application, we all know that it's a program, it's a series of instruction that will perform a specific task. And after this question, you will ask your students to give some example of applications. And here they can give many of the applications like games, WhatsApp, Facebook, the software used in at schools, in a restaurant, at a factory, in a pharmacy. So there is no limitation of the examples that students can give for the computer applications. And after that, you will ask them to give few examples of some professions where applications are used. And why not to help them to put a specific picture of, let's say, in a restaurant, in a pharmacy, in a factory, at the airport, and so on. Now, a new set of questions. What are the skills needed to create an application? And you should expect, since we are talking with the students in grade 10, you should expect answers like coding, programming, creating application. And the main question in order to distinguish users from developers is the following. You will ask them, how many persons are using WhatsApp? And I took this screen capture from the internet. You have 1.5 billion users in 180 countries, 1 billion daily active WhatsApp user. So there is a lot of statistics regarding any of the application like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, all the applications. There is statistics that you can ask your students to just take a look at them. And then after, the following question is, how many persons develop WhatsApp? And here you should expect answers like 5, 20, 15, 25. After all, one person can create an application like WhatsApp, or a team of 20, 30, 50, 100. But of course, here, after answering those questions, students will have a clearer idea about the users and the developers. And the users will be in billions or in millions, and the developers will be a minor number, not to compare with the users. Okay? And you should explain to your students that before learning a coding language, you are considered as a computer user, a normal computer user, to manipulate some application, but you cannot code, you cannot create, you cannot order the computer to do a specific task. But once you learn a coding language, you become a programmer. And believe me, I use this strategy with my students, meaning that I ask my students, what are the language you master? He will tell me Arabic, French, English, Spanish. And after finishing, let's say, Scratch or Small Basic or Python, I will tell them, now, if somebody asks you, what are the languages you master, you will tell them English, French, Arabic, Spanish, and a computer language or more than one computer language, which are Scratch, Python, Small Basic, and others. Okay, students must understand that learning coding is a must for their future, even if they are not willing to learn computer or become a computer scientist. I mean, if they are willing to become doctor or engineer or medicine doctor or pharmacist, so they have to learn the coding language, since it's a must and it's the way of thinking. Now I will pass to the curriculum in right click, and you will see that it contains the major coding skills. It contains the input output for a dialogue, the input output command or instructions for a dialogue, the variables, how to declare a variable, how to modify the content of a variable, the if statement, the if else statement, the elif statement, the embedded if, the while loop, the for loop, the embedded loop, the functions like math, random, and other, the procedures or the functions and the sub procedures, and of course the list. And here I promise you, in a later stage, I will make a webinar specifically for the lists, even for Small Basic or for Python, since the concept is the same. Okay. On our YouTube channel, youtube.com Online, I highly recommend you to subscribe to this channel and to ask your students also to subscribe to this channel, since it includes a variety of tutorial videos that will support your teaching, your online teaching, and it's compatible with the content of the book. Here, as you can see, there is 8 lessons for Python, and we are preparing another set of Python lessons. You can have on this online platform like Small Basic, Robotics, Arduino, Word, Excel, Photoshop, Scratch, all kind of softwares included in our curriculum. Okay, so all you can do is you can select or you can copy the link and send it to your students via your online platform in order to yes, Shazia, you have a question? Shazia? Shazia, I'm waiting your answer, your question.
It was my mistake, sir.
Ah, it's okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, so I'll continue. Feel free, and last year, many of you sent those links to their students in order, in case they were absent, or in case they did not understand very well a lesson. Believe me, it's a real support, and we make it open for all students and teachers in order to profit. Even if you are not using our curriculum, we believe that we are talking education, and in this hard time that all the planet are facing, we believe that we have to offer something for our students. That's why we created this YouTube channel, and once you go through it, you will see lots of resources for any topic you will ask for. Now I will in this slide, you will see that for each grade there is a series of exercises built in the book. Like for grade 10 we have 30, in grade 11 we have 23, in grade 12, we have 27, in addition to other resources that we are providing for our teachers that you can send to your students, of course. Quizzes and exams are templates for quiz and exams are available for teachers. Evaluation, and this is a major question, evaluation could be made in a lab, and since we are not in the lab right now, it's a must to give written assessment, and in each lesson at least ask few questions to make sure that your students acquire previous skills made in the previous lesson. So here I will go through a series of ideas about questions, and those pictures you can copy them and send them to your students at any time. And here, from my experience with my students, I allow myself to give you a few ideas about critical and exercises and example to see really if students are understanding the concepts of coding. So on the screen shown, the question could be from how many lines my program is formed. And of course, you will find students asking, saying that it's nine lines, which is wrong, since here we are talking about only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, since we are not will not count the empty lines. So here you can conclude that students answering quickly that it's for 9 lines, that means they are not concentrated. The other kind of question that you can ask is, how many questions are in the dialogue? Please, can you turn off your mic, please? Can you turn off your mic, please? Okay, so for this example, if students are not able to answer that the questions are in the number of input, okay, even if you write print okay, sorry, I cannot hear. Even if we write print type today's date, it's not a question, since the computer will not wait for you or for the user to type the date. It's just a display. So the number of questions are equal to the number of inputs. And here on this example, for this example, you should expect the answer 4 questions. Another question, did we use variables in this program? By asking this question, you will make sure if students acquired the concept of a variable, which is a name or a letter or a series of characters followed by the equal sign. And of course, the answer is yes. And if yes, name the variables, which are name, add, add, tell, and sc. Okay? The following question could be, find the error in the Python program. And here you will see that the quotation mark is not closed on line 4, and there is another error, which is here for the telephone number, we add two close parentheses instead of 1, since we open only 1 parenthesis. So those kind of questions will let you see if students are really in the good way and on the right path to understand what you are talking about the Python. Another question that could be used for a quiz exam template is you will give on line 1, 2, and 3 variables. On line 3, you will make a mathematical equation, and at the end, the value of A and B will be displayed. So the student is asked to answer what is the value of A and B. And here we are testing the concept of variable, and if students understand the concept of assigning and edit the content of the variable. Here, while talking about the variable, please always make the difference between the name of the variable and the content of the variable. The name of the variable can't change. If we name a variable I, it's always I. But the content of the variable could change at any time. Like if I write I equal 5, below the program, I can write I equal 20. And here we are changing the content of the variable and not the name. So another kind of quiz or exam template exercise is to introduce the if-else statement by displaying which value is greater, A or B, according to the assignment of variables made on line 1, 2, and 3. Another kind of quiz and exam is the output will be, and here, since there is the else statement is not included, so there will be a null answer. That's why students must pay attention to this kind of error. Another type of question is the else if or the elif, and here we can evaluate 3 statements of the equation. If A equal B, and as you notice here, the equal is a double sign of equal. It's not one sign. When we write A equal 10 on line 10, it's an assignment. So I mean, A contain the value 10, but if I have to evaluate, to compare, I have to write double equal sign. The output will be also here, the students are asked to answer. And believe me, if you send those examples to your students on your digital platform, like Google Classroom or any kind of platform you are using, okay, he is asked to answer, and here you can create your multiple choice in order to make the students answer the question. Here I'm playing with the variables. As you see on line 3, it's A equal B times 2, and on line 3, for another example, it's like A equal A times 4. So here you can work them with those exercises alone to see the answer. And another set of ideas for questions for your quizzes and exams is the logical operator and or for the if statement. So here I'm comparing two conditions. If A greater than C and B greater than C, so it will print choice 1, else it will print choice 2. So I believe you understand that those kind of questions and exercises are the only way to make sure that your student is understanding the content of this chapter and the coding concept. Since it's written, it's in front of him, and he has to analyze. Maybe he has to try on the MU Python or any other editor. so it will be the choice. And for this question, I use the or instead of the and. And of course, you as teacher, once you will give them those kind of questions, I assume that you already work with your students on the logical operator, or on the if statement and other coding skills. So I will continue, and I will start by another set of questions, another set, which is the looping. And here, maybe I forget to tell you that all the syntax and the commands in Python should be written in lowercase, all right? And I forget to tell you that while writing the command if and followed by the condition, you have to end your line by the 2 points. And then once you type the enter, it will be moved by one tabulation. So this tabulation, it means that all those commands are executed if the conditions of the instruction if are valid. Okay, and same thing for the while. Look here, while I less than or equal to 5, 2 points. I guess it's column. Okay, automatically the print command is tabulated for one tab in order to be evaluated within the while, and the I equal I plus 1, it's also executed in the while. So what are the questions we can ask for students in order to see if they masters the while or the loop condition? Here is a kind of question. What is the role of line 1, I equal 1? So I believe the answer is to initialize the value of I before starting the while. What is the role of line 4? It's the incrementing. It's the incrementing of the variable I equal I plus 1. How many times the loop will turn? So they have to try it, and they will tell you, since it's I less than or equal to 5, it means, and since we are starting from 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and we'll pass to another the other command of the loop. It's the for loop. Here you have to add to tell your students that there is a difference between the while loop and the for loop. In the while loop, you have to initialize in line 1 and to increment in line 4. For the for loop, no need to initialize since there is a range of the I included in the syntax range between brackets, and it's from 0, 10. And here you have to know that the value 10 is not reached. I mean, if you run, I will make it in a while on the MU program once I finish the presentation. So if you run this program, it will print you 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 10 is not displayed, but the loop will turn 10 times since we start with the value 0. So how many times the loop will turn? It is 10 times, starting from 0 and arriving to the value 9. Here it's what we call the embedded loop. It's a loop inside loop, and as you can see, the role of the tabulation, I'm using 2 counters. The first counter is I in range 0 to 10, and the other range of counter is J from 3 to 6. And for each embedded loop, I will print I, comma, J. So here, the values that will be printed is 030405, 131415, 232425 to reach the value 9 for I, 939495. This is the role of the program. And believe me, if you give this example to your students and they are able to answer it correctly, that means that you achieve your mission by implementing the coding concept for your students. Here another set of ideas for quizzes and templates for importing the turtle object and to make the loop turn 4 times in order to draw a square with the command forward 100 and right 100. And what you are seeing now is a Q&A posts. I started with Python. I'm creating a set of Q&A posts that we are publishing on our Facebook platform and Instagram platform. So even you can go on our Facebook and Instagram platform in order to share them. You can copy them and you can send them to your students on the Facebook page of the school, and believe me, it will create a kind of challenge between the students. It's a way that many developers are using nowadays with Corona. They are posting such quizzes on the social media platform, and students are asked to answer. And I've got an idea from the school Tarbiya Namuzajiyya, the ICT teacher. I believe he is with us, Mr. Ahmed. So he sent me a project.
Yes.
Thank you. He sent me projects made by his grade 4 students in Scratch regarding coronavirus or regarding a story or regarding a challenge, and we post them on our official platforms of social media, mainly Facebook and Instagram. And the teacher asked the students to share, and their friends and their parents started to interact and to motivate them. And why not? We'll send them in the near future a specific certificate of excellence. So what you can do with your students is to motivate them for lower grades or even for higher grades. So all the projects they are creating, you can send them by WhatsApp or by email, and we can post mentioning the school name and the student's name. And like this, he will be motivated. They will be motivated more and more. So those kind of Q&A posts are really interesting, and they will show the interest in this. Let me see, there is questions. Horizon International School. Sorry, Horizon International School. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yes, right. I was a little bit confused. Sorry. So if you look to the Q&A post, X equal my name is Alex, and print type X. So what will be the answer? So here your students are asked to type to guess. So if they are not sure of the answer, they will try it on Python, and then they will type it on your social media within a comment. So of course the answer will be the class is str or string. Then after I will move to the next slide with the number of Mr. Muhammad Nuruddin for any specimen catalog or any request for a visit to the school in order to discuss with him a future collaboration, and for a coffee, of course. At the end of this presentation, please, I remind you to send us a WhatsApp. Till now, there is only 3 people who send us please, can you send us? I believe there is 30 persons right now present. So we have to prepare for you 30 certificate of participation by writing your email, your school name, and your email. So I will move for, you all know that we have a Dropbox where you can find all the answer key for the questions and even for the projects in Python and for the other chapters. Right now we are preparing interactive PDF. To be honest, I promised to be delivered very soon, and we will work on it in order to deliver few of them in major topics in order, if you wish to send them to your students in order to evaluate some skills for that. And this is our online YouTube channel. And of course, if you ask for a specific webinar private for your school, already we are making it when we are asked for. Don't hesitate, call us, and we will make interactive, since here we are now 30 teachers, so it's like impossible to discuss in each single detail. That's why I invite you to a private webinar where we will be just 4, 3, or more or less. So a few number in order to discuss more and to practice exercises. I will share right now the just one moment. Okay, so I will share with you right now the MU program. Okay, I believe Fahad, you see the program MU, right? Fahad?
Yes, I'm working on Python. I don't know MU.
هلا انت شايف سوفت وير الاميو مع الكود بايثون صح؟
Yes.
Okay, so فاذا هون I will show you in case you don't know this interface. It's really interesting, simple, attractive, and the advantage of MU, since you will find in grade 10 that we use the PyCharm, okay, and maybe you will ask yourself why we are using right now MU. It's the same. You have the choice between using MU or PyCharm. It's exactly the same. It's an editor, but since we found that MU is a light editor, no need for big, huge space to download it, and it's faster in case your students have an old version of computer. So I believe that you have to use MU editor, and it's available for Windows and for Mac. Okay, and another advantage is if you click on the mode version here, if you click on the mode, you can switch to what we call the BBC microbit that we did a training a few weeks ago about the microcontroller microbit. And I believe, and I'm certain 100% that this microbit microcontroller will take its place in the ICT curriculum, since it's becoming more and more famous, like Arduino for lower grades. So here, if you use or if you install the MU editor, so you can program your microbit once you will have it. And I will tell you that the microbit is now available for only like $10 on AliExpress. So you can order it easily. And inshallah, once I visit يعني بعمل سفرة لعندكم على السعودية, I have a few of them, so I can offer all teachers using our curriculum this microbit chip. But for the school, you can order it online. It's not expensive, and it's really useful. So as you can see here, the screen is simple. Here you can change this theme, like for black and white or for color, or it's not really it's a funny for students. Okay, and all you have to do is to create a new page, okay, to type your code, and before launching the program, you will be asked to type the name or to save your document. So if I'll choose, for example, this program, which is one of the programs I showed you before, A equal 10, B equal 4, A equal B minus 2, and I'm testing if A equal B, look here, when I click on stop and then run, okay, it will be like the result will be displayed directly on the screen. Of course, there is advanced features, but we will not discuss them right now, to create a pop-up window where text will be displayed on this pop-up. Okay, so imagine that you delete one parenthesis. So look here for the run. So directly you will be asked for the error, and do not hesitate. Always when there is the line listed, most probably you have to look one line before. I mean, here the error is on line 9. We have to look at the line 6 in order to see where is the error, and I have to correct it. And I believe that if you click on the check, all right, so you can see how you can solve your problem. You will tell me that there is no error in A equal 10. Okay, it's okay, but you can keep it like this, but you can modify it as this computer is asking. So here you have to make a space between there is, okay, I will tell you right, so check. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm creating a white space between, maybe it's more clear for your students, but the most important is that when there is a serious error, okay, as you can see here, syntax error, Python cannot understand this line, check for missing character. So here you have to, it's helping you to find the error. That's why I told you that the debugging is simple, and you will lead and you will find the error easily. From my own experience with Python, I will tell you that you will not find a problem in the syntax. The syntax is the last thing you have to worry about. The main concept or the main idea you have to concentrate on is this algorithm that will be converted to Python. And believe me, all the pictures of examples of template quizzes are the only way that leads you to make sure that your students are on the right path. The content of the book will provide you a wide variety of the scope and sequence skills that you will develop with your students. Okay, of course, if you have or if you like to go through and to give them more, you can without any problem. And if you need any help, we can support you with all those examples and extra sheet that you have to we have to provide you. But the main idea of the Python chapter is to develop critical thinking and a way of thinking to create a small programs. I mean, you will ask your students, let's say, we have to build the program to calculate, I don't know, something. So they have to imagine what are the functions in Python they will need in order to create this program. And the interactivity between you as teacher and the students will lead to the right way. All those programs, I can send them to you. I can share with you those programs easily. So I'm searching for this program, which is the embedded for loop. And as you can see, once I run the program, the result will be, look here, 030405 131415 232425 till the 939495. This kind of exercise, okay, there is many of them, and with a minor modification of the loop, okay, you will see and you can test if your students acquired those skills or not. For example, you can ask them to create a loop in order to display odd numbers in a decreasing way. Okay, so you have to add here, for example, comma 2, which is the steps. All right. So I believe that you are all ICT teachers. We are not talking here about to tell you how to write the code, since it's really clear in the book and on our online platform. But the idea of this webinar is to show you the way of conducting this chapter and the examples and the resources that you will need in order to have the mission accomplished in a good way. For those who are using, for the last time I will say, for those who are using our book and they need the digital copy of the flip book or the EXE offline version, all they have to do is to ask Mr. Muhammad Nuruddin or ask me in order to send them the link in case you are using the book. So till now I received like six or like 10 requests for the Arduino, sorry, for the Python certificate of participation. I will open the microphones in order to see if you have any question, and I'd like to receive positive or negative feedback for this session in order to improve the content and improve the way I'm giving this content. So can you open your mic? فهد فيك تفتح الميكروفون وتحكي بس لأتأكد إذا البقية عم يحكوا بيقدروا يتواصلوا. اوكي. كثير منيح. حدا عنده شي سؤال؟ Do you have any question regarding the content? Were you expecting other content or?
ميرسي مش دكاش.
قمنا بالواجب.
تسلم كلك ذوق. ميرسي بوكو. يعطيك الف عافيه.
شكرا لكم وشكرا لحضوركم.
Thank you.
يعطيك العافية مستر
وسام. شكرا.
يعطيكم الف عافيه. يعطيكم الف عافيه، وما تنسوا تودوا لي الريكوست لحتى تتسجلوا يعطيكم السيرتيفيكت.
ان شاء الله. عن جد كثير كانت يوسفول. ثانك يو سو ماتش.
اوكي، يا اهلا وسهلا. شكرا لحضوركم.
ميرسي. يعطيك العافيه. ميرسي.
شكرا لحضوركم.
شكرا مستر وسام، يعطيك العافية.
حبيبي يعطيك ألف عافية. وما تواخذنا غلطنا باسم المدرسة لأنه شوي ضغط من امبارح لليوم.
ميرسي
لا ولا يهمك. أنت أعطيت الاسم correct for our school. تربوية نموذجية International School. Thank you.
Okay.
But I don't know how write maybe his school in the chat.
My school, guy. This is my school.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. صار في شوية تضارب بالمعلومات.
Merci beaucoup pour que vous m'avez envoyé.
No, okay, no problem.
Sorry هلا ما عم اسمع.
عم بقول لك merci beaucoup pour le cours على le cours en ligne que vous m'avez envoyé parce que c'était impossible de me déplacer jusqu'à l'école pour récupérer les manuels. Donc
oui.
Merci beaucoup, vraiment c'est très gentil. Merci beaucoup.
بالعكس واجباتنا نحن.
لا الله يخليك، يعني انا عندي الكتب وتركته بالكازيه في ليكول وكان عندي لسن مع الكورس مع الكلاس وما انتبهت انه ما عندي المانيوال. ميرسي بوكو.
ولا يهمك. اهلا وسهلا.
مستر وسام بس سؤال اذا ممكن، ايش اخر اصدار لجريد 10 و11 و12 اي سنه؟
الاديشن 12 2015 بدنا نعدله قريبا، يعني ال 11 لكون اكيد لما اعطيكي معلومه غلط. بس لحظه شوي لافتح عندي بس 1 سكند لو سمحتي.
اوكي.
ال 11 2019 يعني السنه اللي فاتت، وال10 2018. هيدا هو ال 11.
طيب هلا الكتب هاي ممكن موجوده اونلاين جريد 10 و11 و12، يعني ممكن يشتغلوا أكيد. يعني اذا ما كان موجوده
في حال كنتوا عم تستعملوا الكتب تبعنا البيبر بوك you have access for it، على شرط انه تكونوا عندكم النسخه الصحيحه، لانه للاسف في عندنا شويه مدارس عم يستعملوا النسخه القديمه من موزعين غير رسميين بعد عندهم ستوك قديم. نحن اللي عم نطرحه اذا في حدا من الموجودين بعد انه في حال كان الكتب تبعكم قديمه تتواصلوا مع مستر محمد نور الدين لحتى يصير في تبديل للكتب ضمن مجانا ضمن اتفاقيه معينه. اوكي.
طب اساسا من وين ممكن نحصل عليها اذا المدرسه قررت تستخدم المنهج تبعكم؟
سوري ما سمعت.
من وين ممكن نحصل عليها المدرسه تحصل عليها اذا قررت تستخدم المنهج؟
من المملكه دار الوراق. بعدك لهلا ما عم تستعمل المنهج؟ معقول؟
لا لانه انا غيرت المدرسه. لا انا كنت عم بستخدمه، بس لانه انا نقلت على مدرسه ثانيه وهلا عم بيخططوا لانهم يستعملوا المنهج تبعكم.
صحيح.
ولا انا كنت عم بستعمله بالمدرسه السابقه بس انا تركتها ورحت على مدرسه ثانيه.
يعني حضرتك سفيرة لرايت كليك.
انا كنت بالفرسان وحضرت كل دوراتك لما اجيت على الرياض.
حلو.
وكنت عم استخدم الرايت كليك، وهلا نقلت على مدرسه جديده وان شاء الله انه نستخدم المنهج تبعكم عن قريب.
شو بدك سبورت تكرم عينك؟ نحن مستر محمد نور الدين بالمملكه عنده كل السبورت لإلك، وانا شو بتعوزي educational وايز نحن مستعدين، يعني انت بتعرفي هالشيء هذا.
اخليهم يتواصلوا مع دار الوراق، اما انا حضرت الدوره فيها، اخليهم يتواصلوا ياخذوا رقمهم ويتواصلوا معهم
100%. وبدك نزورك بالمدرسه كمان ما في مشكله، اهلا وسهلا بتنعمل يعني.
شكرا يعطيك العافيه. شكرا.
اوكي
خلص ان شاء الله بتواصل مع المدرسه واشوف شو بدهم وبخبركم. اوكي شكرا يعطيك العافيه.
حدا عنده شيء سؤال بعد؟ حبيبي فهد انت بالقلب يا فهد.
انا نشوفك ان شاء الله اول فرصه
وحياتك اول فرصه، يعني طالع بالطياره وواصل لعندكم، صدقني لانه فعلا من القلب اشتقت، يعني هيدا مش مجامله، بس يعني بصير عندنا حب وحنين للاشخاص وللمكان اللي بنزوره يعني
مسعد فيك ان شاء الله.
حبيب قلبي انت، حبيب قلبي. اوكي، فاذا يعني نحن وصلنا على الاخير، يعطيكم الف عافيه. انا بدي اوقف السيشن، ولكل الاشخاص يلي بعد ما ودت شو اسمه ال request for certification، بليز ما تنسوا تودوها لحتى تحصلوا على السيرتيفيكت. اوكي، يعطيكم